Commander Zethkar adjusted his neural interface, watching the betting pools fluctuate across 17 different star systems. The Galactic Combat Federation's newest arena floated in the void between Proxima Centauri and Wolf 359, its crystalline, dome-refracting starlight into prismatic rainbows that danced across the packed stadium. Unprecedented turnout, his aide whispered through mandible clicks. 4 billion beings tuned in across the galaxy. Zethkar nodded, his 4 eyes fixed on the arena floor below. Today would mark history, the first human gladiator to enter the ring. When humanity had been discovered 18 months ago, their application to join the Galactic Combat Federation had been met with barely concealed amusement. Humans were small, fragile creatures from a backwater world, possessing no natural armor, claws, or bioelectric abilities. Their lifespans were laughably short, their bones brittle calcium structures that could snap under pressure. The reigning champion, Gorvak the Destroyer, emerged from the eastern gate. 8 feet of pure Krathri muscle and bone, his natural exoskeleton gleamed under the arena lights. Razor-sharp talons extended from each of his 6 arms, and his reinforced skull could punch through starship hulls. He had held the title for 7 standard years, defeating challengers from 43 different species. The crowd's roar shook the stadium's foundation as he raised all 6 arms in triumph. From the western gate came the human. Staff Sergeant Marcus Chen of the United Earth Marine Corps walked with measured steps, his movements economical and precise. To most observers, he appeared laughably small next to Gorvak, barely 6 feet tall, weighing perhaps 200 pounds. His skin lacked any protective covering, his limbs seemed thin and vulnerable. The crowd's enthusiasm dampened to curious murmurs. Chen wore standard arena attire, flexible combat pants and boots, leaving his torso bare per regulation. No weapons were permitted in gladiatorial combat. Only natural abilities counted. The human's only distinguishing features were the intricate scars crisscrossing his arms and torso, and his eyes, cold, calculating, and utterly without fear. Betting odds are 37-1 against the human, Zethkar's aide reported. Some systems aren't even accepting wagers on him winning. The arena's AI announced the combatants as both fighters moved to their starting positions, 50 meters apart. Gorvak performed his traditional pre-combat ritual, a thunderous display of dominance that involved slamming his talons against his exoskeleton and releasing pheromone clouds meant to intimidate prey species. Chen simply stood there, hands loose, at his sides, breathing steadily. His eyes never left Gorvak's center mass. "What is the human doing?" someone in the crowd called out. "Why doesn't he show aggression?" Zethkar leaned forward, studying the small figure through his enhanced vision. There was something unsettling about the human's stillness, like a predator conserving energy before a strike. The countdown began. 10 seconds. Gorvak's muscles tensed, his 6 arms spreading wide to maximize his attack range. 5 seconds. The Krathari champion's eyes blazed with anticipation of an easy victory. 3, 2, 1. The combat bell chimed. What happened next would be analyzed frame by frame across the galaxy for decades to come. Gorvak launched himself forward with tremendous force, all 6 taloned arms converging on where the human had been standing. But Chen was no longer there. He had moved, not with the desperate scramble of prey fleeing a predator, but with surgical precision. A step to the left, body low, inside Gorvak's guard before the massive alien could adjust his trajectory. Chen's right fist traveled exactly 18 inches. The impact connected with Gorvak's throat, just below his reinforced skull, where the exoskeleton was thinnest. The human's knuckles, hardened by years of conditioning, struck with the accumulated force of legs, hips, torso, and shoulder. Every muscle fiber in his body contributing to that single, perfectly aimed blow. The sound echoed through the arena, like a gunshot. Gorvak's forward momentum stopped instantly. His eyes bulged in shock and pain as his airway collapsed. The 8-foot champion staggered backward, all 6 arms clutching desperately at his throat. He tried to roar but could only produce a strangled wheeze. His legs, no longer receiving proper neural signals due to oxygen deprivation, buckled beneath him. 6 seconds after the bell had chimed, Gorvak the Destroyer collapsed unconscious on the arena floor. The stadium fell silent. 4 billion beings across the galaxy stared in stunned disbelief at their screens. The seemingly invincible champion lay motionless while the small human stood over him, barely breathing hard. Chen looked up at the shocked crowd, then at the referee's platform where officials scrambled to verify what their sensors had recorded. He raised one hand, not in triumph but in a simple gesture of acknowledgement. "Impossible," Zethkar whispered. "How did such a small, fragile creature—" "Commander?" His aide interrupted, data streaming across his neural display. "I'm receiving preliminary reports from our xenobiology team. They've been studying human anatomy since first contact. And human bone density is 3 times higher than we calculated. Their muscle fiber density is unprecedented. And their nervous system—" The aide paused, recalibrating his readings. "Their reaction time is faster than any recorded species. But more than that, sir." "What?" "They're pursuit predators. Evolution designed them to chase down and kill other creatures for food. Every aspect of their physiology is optimized for violence. We thought they were fragile prey animals, but we had it backwards. On their world, they were apex predators." Down in the arena, medical teams worked frantically to revive Gorvak while Chen was escorted to the champion's quarters. His quarters now. The human had won not through luck or accident, but through millions of years of evolutionary refinement that had produced the perfect fighting machine. As news of the 6-second victory spread across the galaxy, betting houses crashed, xenobiologists revised their textbooks, and military strategists began urgent reassessments of human combat capabilities. The Galactic Combat Federation had a new champion, and the rest of the galaxy had learned a valuable lesson. Humanity's greatest weakness, their apparent fragility, was actually their greatest strength. In a universe of natural armor and overwhelming size, no one expected the small, soft creatures to hit harder and move faster than anyone else. Chen sat in his new quarters, cleaning his knuckles and preparing for the inevitable rematch requests that would flood in from every corner of the galaxy. He smiled grimly, thinking of his drill instructor's words from years ago. The enemy always underestimates the human capacity for violence. That's their first and last mistake. Outside, the arena's lights dimmed as the crowd slowly dispersed. Their understanding of the universe fundamentally altered. Humanity had announced its arrival on the galactic stage, not with words or diplomacy, but with 6 seconds of perfectly applied force. The age of human dominance had begun.